My video for March the 4th, 2019 is video number 3014. The title is Truth or Just Wishful Thinking. For years, I have been getting reports from Before It's News, RV Intelligence Alert, Nasara Jasara News, and Anna von Reitz. All of these have been predicting things I wish were true, especially the restoration of the Organic Republic of the United States and the currency revaluation, RV. The latter would put funds into the hands of visionaries like me who sincerely want to be part of a world that works for everyone, including ordinary people who do not claim some right or rights that they alone are supposed to possess. I was also the Secretary of State for Florida in an attempt to reestablish the Republic, a common law system that would free humanity from the wiles of the dark cabal. Many names have been applied to these charlatans, but no matter what nomenclature is applied, their agenda is to control and keep Earth's people enslaved. Anna von Reitz is a main voice in the Republic Restoration Movement. I am one of her Facebook friends and read her material regularly. All of the people involved in these groups recognize the injustice and outright fraud inherent in the current system in which money masters have enslaved the world. Some put their hopes in Donald Trump, who promised to drain the swamp. He and others seem to be failing, which is very difficult for dreamers like me to accept. Some have been labeled controlled opposition. You know, it's interesting because 4 hours ago, approximately, I recorded another video with the same title. And I don't know that I've ever totally scrapped a video that I made, but I scrapped that one that I recorded that time ago. And I have the same title, the same blurb. I only added one sentence. The one sentence was the last one. Some have been labeled controlled opposition. I went back and reread some of the material that Anna von Reitz puts out. And I have been involved in Before It's News and the Nasara Gasara News and the Intelligence Alert. I've been getting those and reading them daily for a long time. And I've been reading a lot of Anna's material. I didn't realize that a number of people in the Colorado Assembly have now been jailed. I do recall that some of the people that I was involved with in the attempt to reestablish the Republic, including Tim Turner, who was president of that Republic, went to jail. Now, I don't know if he's still there. I don't know if he's still alive. But all of these attempts to reestablish a legitimate government, if you will, and government, remember, means mind control. All of these attempts failed. And supposedly, what Anna von Reitz is doing would extricate us from all this thing. I've read a lot of her material. I haven't read it all, but I've read a lot of it. And it seems too complicated and convoluted for me. But the whole system is complicated and convoluted. Lawyers are liars. That's just simply the way it is, because they're operating a system of fraud in which an elect few, and by elect, I mean in their own minds, they're elected to dominate the world. They have deceived us with the money system and with the political system. Everything is corporatized. Corporations are fraud. All corporations are fraud. They operate a piracy operation. They steal from others that which others have. They are a criminal elite. This, to me, is a given. But of course, those that are running the criminal elite don't like to be labeled as criminals. They would rather put the blame somewhere else. And Anna has suggested that the Foritz News and Gasara and Nasara News and the Intelligence Alert and all these things, she didn't name the Intelligence Alert. I named that one. But they're all controlled opposition. They're all run by the elite out of Nevada, which I was told is where a lot of these people are, but it's a Rothschild scam, she says. Now, is that true? Again, I don't know what is true, but apparently some of the people that were buying into this have been jailed. This is not new to me. It's been happening to many people for a long time because the system doesn't want anybody challenging it. It's their game. It's their fraud. It's their means of control. It's their means of gaining resources without actually working for them. They perpetuate the scam. I, quite honestly, I went back and I listened to my video that I had recorded, and a lot of it was good stuff, but I don't remember all of it, and I didn't take notes, and I have no notes in front of me now except the blurb that I already read to you, nothing else. But we need to have an awakening, folks. And it annoys me to have to go through all of the processes that Anna von Reitz is saying. We've got it, if we're going to liberate ourselves, we've got to go through these processes, and we've got to do it correctly. We've got to do it lawfully. And there are entrapments in place if we mess up. They have not made it easy to extricate ourselves from the system. In fact, it's extremely difficult and an extremely risky proposition, which is why I keep on saying the ultimate responsibility is not with us alone. That is us that are unempowered. We need to be empowered. We need to be uplifted. We need to see that the whole money game has always been a scam. I wish we could live by just trading with each other. I don't think that money necessarily has to be a means of enslavement, but it is the case for eons. It has been the system used to make us think we were no longer slaves. I've talked about that in several videos over the years. But we need to somehow wake up enough and be empowered enough to get out of it. And I often have said enriched enough. But enriched by what? Worthless Zimbabwe notes? I'm beginning to think that that's what I have in my possession. A worthless note supposed to make me rich and enable me to help others. Will that ever happen? I don't know. But what I do know is that we live on a planet of lies. And it's not about reincarnating and doing it over again. That's insane too. We need to know the truth that ultimately sets us free. And it needs to happen here, not in some other dimension. Anyway, folks, there's more that I'm going to talk about this in other videos, but that's all for this one. I do thank you for listening, and namaste.